Did I do something to deserve this level of hatred? No, really, I'm wondering what made someone want me to suffer so much through watching this movie. Do you all really despise me that much?
Darn you! Darn you all to heck!
You know what? I need wine. I am not doing this sober. Yes, my wine tumbler says fluent in sarcasm. Be jealous. L'chaim. Adam is a 2009 film starring Hugh Dancy and Rose Byrne, neither of which have their British accents for some reason. Hugh Dancy stars as Adam Reiki, and Rose Byrne stars as Beth Buchwald, two people living together in an apartment building. They begin a problematic relationship rife with issues because Adam's autistic. Yeah, that's it. That's the whole plot of the movie. There's this weird subplot regarding Beth's father potentially going to prison for reasons. It's unclear and it's not written well, but either way, the film is really about Beth, Adam, and Adam's autism. And Adam's autism is a problem with a capital P. He infodumps too much. He refuses to make eye contact. He's socially awkward, and they infantilize him to a degree that makes him creepy as shit. So, yeah. To be honest, this watch through was actually my second time seeing this film. You see, I first watched it back in 2014 when I was dating this guy, ironically also named Adam, who was a big fan of Adam. The movie Adam. Though also of himself Adam. I guess the self-absorbed signs were there from the start. Anyway, I told Adam, my then boyfriend, that I was autistic. He told me that he already knew because of Adam the movie. Adam, my then boyfriend, said that I reminded him of Adam, the main character. Yes, I said all of that in that way to be funny. Lay off. I would like to take this chance to say that if men could stop comparing me to autistic characters like Adam from Adam or Sean Murphy from The Good Doctor, that'd be great. Naturally, Adam, my then boyfriend, insisted that we watch Adam the movie, so we did. Honestly, I don't remember hating it, but I also don't remember liking it that much, though I couldn't really remember why. Well, now I know. Adam the movie is just not good. Sorry, Adam, my now ex-boyfriend. I don't know if you watch my videos, but the movie you like is bad. So let's get into it. Adam, the movie. Not Adam, my ex-boyfriend. Though both are bad, so I guess, you know what? Roll the clip. Number 1, it doesn't understand autism. Big shocker, a movie written by a non-autistic person doesn't actually understand how autism works. I'm so surprised. No, really, this is the most shocked I've ever been in my life.
I am very, 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 very upset about this.
Seriously though, this movie does not understand autism. They make it very clear that Adam, the main character, needs consistency in his life, and that he doesn't like change. But the biggest change in his life, you know, small little thing like the death of his father.
Dad, come on. You gotta get up.
Which they only start the movie with, is never properly addressed. Adam has a meltdown about the possibility of moving, but he never expresses any sort of sadness that his father died. Hell, he never even talks about his father. We learn nothing about their relationship other than, Adam's chores are marked with a circle, so I guess Adam's father doesn't like circles. He also got money from Juilliard, so I guess he could have been a professor, maybe? I don't know. Death, especially the death of a parent, is a huge disruption to someone's routine. Even if Adam and his father had a difficult relationship, Adam should still feel something about his father dying. Maybe Adam wouldn't be able to identify what he's feeling, but there should at least be some feeling there, especially since he can't stick to the same routine as before. His routine is broken because there's a whole person missing from his life. The movie also spreads this idea that autistic people eat the same food every day for their entire lives, which, like, sure, I may eat mac and cheese a couple times a week, but I couldn't eat it literally every single day. And the movie also perpetuates this idea that autistic people are extremely clean and ordered. While some autistic people are like that, a lot of us are kind of messy. All in all, it's very clear that the writer read one book on autism and rolled with it. It just reminds me of a saying in the autism community: if you've met one autistic autistic person, you've met one autistic person. So can I meet the one autistic person that all of Hollywood seems to have met and learn a thing or two? But in the writer's defense about not understanding autism, he also doesn't understand women. Number 2, it makes autism seem creepy.
Were you excited
What?
sexually when we were in the park? Well, I asked because I was, and I wondered if you were too.
Listen, do autistic people often fail to understand social norms? Yes. But the way that Adam blatantly sexually harasses Beth and then basically says, "Sorry, it's my autism."
I have this thing that makes it hard it's called Asperger's syndrome.
Here's the problem with this. Does it happen? Yes. Many autistic people, especially men, do sexually harass other people and then hide behind autism as an excuse. But autism is not an excuse to sexually harass anyone. And when we allow people to use autism as an excuse for sexual harassment, you know who gets hurt the most? Autistic women. Due to proximity, autistic women are at higher risk for sexual harassment from autistic men. And the awful thing is, when we speak out about it, we're told that those men are autistic and they can't possibly understand what they're doing and that we need to just accept them for how they are. But the thing is, we're autistic too. When do we get protected? The answer is most of the time we don't. I have had 2 stalkers in my lifetime, both of whom were autistic men, and both of them used their autism as a shield, claiming that they didn't understand what they were doing or why they were making me feel unsafe. I was told that due to their autism, my stalkers couldn't be held accountable for their actions. When we allow autistic people to use their autism to avoid taking accountability for racism, transphobia, sexism, or sexual harassment, we tell other autistic people who may be Black, trans, or female that their safety in the autism community doesn't matter as much as the safety of the person who harmed them. That is bullshit. Hold autistic people accountable for our actions. Not that this film is capable of that, because everyone in the movie treats Adam like a child. The way people talk about Adam, the way they frame him, it's so creepily similar to the ways in which we frame narratives surrounding children. Look at this scene where Adam and Beth are sitting in front of a fireplace and Adam mirrors every change in movement that Beth makes. We see this type of scene all the time in movies involving parents and their children. Your movie about an adult relationship should not look similar to a parent-child relationship in other films. Even Beth's father tells her that he doesn't think Adam would be a good fit for her because she'd have to take care of Adam like she'd take care of a child.
It's not his fault, but he's more like your child than anything else.
Mr. Beth's father, dude, you're going to prison for fraud or something, who knows. Regardless, you have no leg to stand on when it comes to making good life choices. I would say let Beth make her own impression and choice regarding the relationship. But Beth also considers Adam so much of a child that she actually calls him one after seeing an autism meltdown for the first time.
You're a child, Adam. Fuck Asperger's, you're a fucking child.
A meltdown that she caused by lying to him. And why did she lie to him? Well, Beth is actually kind of a terrible partner. After Adam tells Beth about his autism, Beth immediately goes to a child psychologist at her school to learn more about autism, which, hey, that's cool and all. You could also ask, an autistic person, but whatever, a psychologist will do. Except that the second that the psychologist says that an autistic person may have trouble socializing, Beth's immediate response is,
So you're saying, really, that he's not prime relationship material?
That's not what the psychologist told you, Beth, but okay. Non-autistic people can also have trouble socializing too, and it doesn't make them any less
Prime relationship material.
That is just a super weird way to phrase that. Adam's not a piece of meat, Beth. As if Beth's blatant ableism isn't enough, she frequently takes Adam out to places where she knows that he is not comfortable and forces him to eat things that he states he doesn't want, all because she thinks that he needs to live differently, even though he doesn't want to. Consent matters in more than just sex, people. If someone says that they're not cool with doing something, don't force them to do it. They may eventually want to branch out beyond their comfort zone, but that's a decision that they get to make in their own time, especially when it comes to stressful things like Beth forcing Adam to meet her parents before he's ready. Meeting someone's parents is a huge deal, and for many people, autistic or not, it requires a lot of social prepping. Not only does Beth force Adam to meet her father before Adam's ready and without prior warning, but when Adam inadvertently says something inappropriate, Beth yells at him and berates him for it.
You don't talk about going to jail.
It seemed like the important thing.
The important thing? All of a sudden you know what's important? You can't say 2 words on how you feel about anything, but you know what's important to my family.
Saying or asking inappropriate things is something autistic people famously do. You've seen at this point what he has to do to prepare for a job interview, so how did you think he was going to handle an impromptu meeting with your parents, for shark's sake? And when Adam finds out that Beth lied and manipulated him to meet her father before he was ready, and he subsequently has a meltdown over it, Beth gaslights him and calls him a child.
You're a child, Adam. Fuck Asperger's, you're a fucking child.
No! You lied to him! Beth knows that Adam has a disability that causes extreme social difficulty and anxiety. How else was he supposed to react? Although, to be fair, this scene is not off the hook because the meltdown scene is problematic.
Fooled you, dumb Adam! Dumb!
Okay, first off,
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
I've been waiting to use that clip. Hugh Dancy is not good at playing an autistic person. Yes, autistic people can have very explosive meltdowns, but there's a build to them. They don't just start at a 10. They start lower with signs of discomfort before making their way up to the explosive part. Also, can we stop showing all these explosive meltdowns in film and media? Although they can and do happen, I've had them myself. Showing them often continues a narrative that autistic people are somehow dangerous to others, when the person who's most at risk during these meltdowns is actually the autistic person themselves. Autistic people are more likely to harm themselves in a meltdown before harming another person. This scene is also supposed to be the emotional climax of the movie, the third act breakup that lays the foundation as to why Beth and Adam wouldn't work as a couple. But all these problems are blamed on Adam's autism. There's no mention of Beth's lack of respect for his needs or her lack of understanding about his disability. And why is that? Because the director frames autism to be unlovable. When asked in an interview why the film has such a downer ending with Adam and Beth breaking up and remaining broken up, the director and writer Max Mayer stated that he couldn't imagine Adam, the movie, ending any other way. Considering how the film consistently makes it seem as though Adam is a self-centered person who only cares for himself, the implication is that Adam and his autism are the reason that him and Beth didn't work out. Not that him and Beth are just honestly terrible for each other. In the last scene between Beth and Adam, Beth talks to her mother on the phone and states,
He's never told me that he loves me. I don't know what it would mean to him if he did.
It would mean that he loves you. Autism doesn't mean that people can't love other people. Adam hears this and immediately tells Beth that he loves her, but when she presses him further and asks why he wants her to move with him,
And I need you to find a place to live and to learn how to get to work and to understand what it means when people say crazy stuff. I couldn't go without you.
this is after he tells her that he feels like she's a part of him and his life. And him saying that he needs her to help him do things completely undermines everything else he just told her. You know, Max, can I call you Max? Autistic person here. Autistic people? Yeah, we're capable of love. And we don't just love people and want them around so that they can do stuff for us. I've had many romantic relationships where I loved my partner. Hell, for my longest partner, I wound up taking care of him far more than he ever took care of me. And I did it because I loved him for him and not for what he did for me. Which, that wasn't hard to do because he didn't do anything for me, so it's a straight sharking mystery as to why I loved him in the first place. But still, autistic people do feel love, and we are capable of being loved too. I knew this film was going to be bad from the moment it started with its opening statement.
The Little Prince teaches the pilot many things, but mainly about love. My father always told me I was like the Little Prince, but after I met Adam, I realized I was the pilot all along.
When I sat down and wrote my short film, insert shameless self-promotion here, when I sat down to write A Simple Date, I thought about movies like Adam and how they made me feel when I watched them. And how I felt was that no matter what I do, my autism will never allow anyone to love me. I've said before that I think certain films and shows about autism, like Rain Man or Atypical, have their place in history, since they at least attempt to normalize autism, even if their portrayals of autism aren't very good. Adam, the movie, absolutely doesn't deserve any place in history. It's not just a bad movie. Its portrayal of autism and autistic people is downright harmful. And if anything good comes from this video, I hope people will think more about how films surrounding autism make autistic people feel before they make those films. Because I'm tired of feeling unlovable. Because you don't understand me. Hello there! If you liked this video, please consider subscribing to my Patreon. These videos take a lot of time and effort, and a lot of wine when they're as bad as this one is. There are lots of tiers that you can subscribe to, some as low as $5, where you just get to interact with me in day-to-day life, maybe even call me a dumb hoe. I keep joking, and people are starting to ask about that. No, my mental health is not okay. I had to watch this movie 3 times, once to react to it and twice to record it, because my first recording didn't work. If you can't donate to the Patreon, liking and subscribing, that's free. Leaving a comment also helps the algorithm, helps my videos get seen, because I'm trying to monetize on YouTube, because I am a broke bitch. You can also take a look at my Teespring. I sell all kinds of shirts, including shirts that say Autistic Bimbo, Autistic Himbo, and Autistic Thembo, because being beautiful with no brains is gender neutral. Also be on the lookout for my next merch drop, which is going to be Autistic Tramp, because someone on Instagram called me a tramp, and I am petty and have to make money off of that. Leave a comment down below of any other media that you'd like me to react to, and I will get to it as soon as possible. I have a couple of Patreon stuff that is in the works coming up soon. Be on the lookout for my next video. Why I hate Atypical. Until then, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye!